and thank you for joining me. You're watching EpicEats with Janet. So what if I told you you could cook a whole chicken in 20 minutes? Would you believe me? Well, it's true. And today I will show you how it's done. So let's get started. The ingredients that we're going to need are our Epicure Rotisserie chicken seasoning mix, a 3-pound chicken, a few red potatoes, Epicure's savory herb gravy mix, a cup of water, and optional ingredients are a small apple and a small onion. Today we'll be using our multi-purpose steamer, which is why we can cook this whole chicken in 20 minutes in the microwave. If you want to learn more about this particular product, you can head over to my website. If you would like to create a layered meal in this steamer, what you could do instead of cooking the whole chicken is you could use just a chicken breast or two, and you could rub our seasoning mix on top of the breast on both sides, place it in the bottom of the steamer, put our tray on top of that, and then throw your potatoes on top of that. So you have 2 layers, plop your cover on, and you could microwave it that way. Today we're going to be cooking the chicken whole, so we're not going to be using the tray. I'm just going to take that and move it aside. So what you're going to do next is take your chicken and flip it upside down and place it into the steamer. Next, I will open up our package of seasoning mix, and we're going to rub about half of the package onto the bottom of the chicken and rub that all in. If you've ever gotten rotisserie chickens from the grocery store that have been sitting under those lights for God knows how long, you know that they can sometimes be quite dry and they are full of sodium, which is something you are not going to have to worry about with Epicure because all of our products are sugar and sodium conscious. So we're going to just rub that all in nicely. Now the optional step that I mentioned earlier with the apple and the onion is something we're going to do now. And this is not something that you need to do, but you can do if you want to. When I typically cook a whole chicken, I like to do this. I just take a small apple and I'm going to just poke a few holes in it to release some of those juices. And I'm going to take an onion and we're just going to stuff the apple and the onion, I'll cut that into a couple of pieces, into the cavity of the bird. And this is going to add some flavor, it's going to add juiciness to the bird, and the onions will also add flavor. And you could stick a clove of garlic or 2 in there as well if you wanted to. So now that our chicken is prepared and it's in the steamer, we're going to put the lid on, make sure it's sitting nice and tight and snug. And this is going to go into the microwave for 20 minutes. So our dinner needs some sides. So while that chicken is cooking in the microwave, we're going to prepare some smashed red potatoes and savory herb gravy. So first thing we're going to do is chop up our potatoes into small chunks. So here we have our potatoes all chopped, and we're going to be cooking them in our small rectangular steamer. This is a wonderful piece, very similar to the large steamer that we have in the microwave cooking our chicken right now. This one, however, is a little bit smaller in size, has a smaller profile, and it's great if you're just cooking a side or you're just making a meal for yourself or a couple of people. Perfect size. And we're not adding any water, we're just putting the potatoes right into the steamer and putting the cover on. Now that we have our potatoes all ready to cook, we need to make some gravy. So here we go. We're going to take our savory herb gravy dried mix and measure out 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to put it directly into our cup of water. And the water that I'm using is a little bit on the warm side. I find that the mix dissolves better if it's a little bit warm to begin with. And we're just going to whisk this up. Super easy, and this gravy tastes just like the kind you have at Thanksgiving. It is absolutely wonderful. And just to thicken this, you can either microwave or you can put it in a pot, which is what we're doing today, and we're going to put it onto the stove and just boil it for a few minutes, not long at all. So let's go do that. Okay, so I've got the burner on medium-high, and we're just going to bring that slowly to a boil and whisk as we go, and it will thicken up within a couple of minutes. It does not take long at all. Okay, the microwave just went off, so we're going to check our chicken. Ooh, that looks delicious. We need to check the internal temperature to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. So our chicken is done. The internal temperature when we checked was 160, and that's perfectly fine for a chicken this size. I'm going to go ahead and take the onion right out of there. I actually ended up cutting the apple in half so it would fit better. All right, so let's get this onto a tray. This smells so delicious. So now that our chicken is cooked, we've set that aside so it can rest. And while it's resting, we will be cooking our potatoes in our rectangular steamer. We're going to put those right into the microwave and cook them for about 6 minutes. So you can see that this is thickened up nicely. Look at that. I'm just going to take our gravy off of the burner, and I'm just going to put it back into this container, and you can see how nice and thick and creamy that is. Delicious. Okay, I just heard the microwave go off, so we're going to get ready. And to get the potatoes out of the microwave, I'm just going to set down our roll-up wrap. We're going to be using it as a trivet today. These are done, which I know they will be. Nice and soft, exactly perfect. We're going to go ahead and mash these, and I'm going to be using our ground beef separator, but we're just going to be mashing them right here in the container so we don't have any extra dishes to do. So now that everything is done, let's get it all plated and see how it looks. So there you have it. We cooked an entire chicken in 20 minutes with a few extra minutes for the potatoes and the gravy. All in all, this meal was brought ready in less than 30 minutes. And that's the beauty of Epicure. Good food, real fast. See you next time.